G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game, spawning in on the north side of the map in the colour yellow, playing as the Ottomans. You've seen him before, we'll see him again, that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Louis MT! And on the south side of the map, playing as the Malians, the colour orange. Representing Team Liquid, it is the Muslim. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lipany. We're here witnessing the Ottomans versus the Malians. A bit of a hard matchup here for the Muslim. He's definitely going to be having an uphill battle. And if you're facing an uphill battle, well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit about the Patreon. Are you keen to get better at Age of Empires 4? Are you interested in watching someone else get coached or getting some one-on-one coaching for yourself? If so, check out the Patreon, where you can find dozens of coaching videos where I personally guide players through the process of improvement, with new videos being added every single week. With coaching for all skill levels and for all civilizations, there's something for everyone. Now, when it comes to my credentials, while I might not be the Red Bull Wallalol champion, I'm still a pretty decent skill level, sitting at the Conqueror 3 ranking for 1v1. So if you are interested in some coaching, make sure you check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. Now let's get back to the action. So the most typical thing that we do see in this matchup nice and early is going to be a military school, and this is a powerful military school. One of the reasons I love the military school in this matchup is, well, you got free harassment coming in on your enemy. Of course, your enemy's got a very harassable gold mine, very harassable housing that they can put on that gold mine. I'm a big fan of actually going for an early barracks in the Dark Age. Now, it doesn't look like we've got Louis doing that today. Instead, just going to be playing it a little bit more slow. I'm curious what direction he goes in and what direction he takes it. I do think that we've seen a bit more of a prevalence of Castle Age timings coming through for Louis. Well, not for Louis, rather, for the Ottomans. So I'm wondering whether he looks to something like that, but still quite a lot of villages here on wood at the moment. But this is quite a normal part of playing an early Ottoman opening. Just simply because you're going to actually need wood to drop down your, you're going to need wood to drop down your mining camp, your lumber camp, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, no surprise at all that he's got these 3 villages here on wood. But one of the things that I'm expecting to see, I haven't really seen a whole lot of it yet, but I do genuinely think we'll probably see it in the next couple of weeks as players continue to explore, is going to be field work as a technology or as a vizier point. And the reason why is because it gives you a lot of flexibility in the way that you play if you're looking for a castle age. One of the great bonuses of it is that you can actually pick up the relics before your enemy can even really do anything about it, right? Like, you get your viziers for free, march them out over to the relics, you hit castle age, you pick them up, and you start walking them back towards your town center. So you can deny these really far away relics, the ones that are closer to the enemy base. Try and get them nice and early back towards your town center, and you can guarantee almost certainly that you're going to hit 5 relics. And in matchups against like the Holy Roman Empire, against the Delhi, that can be really powerful. But now we do see the first of the spearmen on its way. The Muslim going to be opening with a 6 house opening. This is pretty standard, or at least this is the way I like to think of it. Now, I would suspect that the Muslim's probably going to be looking for a trade landmark. He might look to do it right here on the corner, maybe even go up against the corner of this house here. If we take a look at trade on this map, it's probably, actually, I say it's not the best. This isn't terrible, right? Like, this is quite easy to wall in, and it is going to be the trade network coming in, the Saharan trade network coming in, so he does leave space along here. So, I mean, this is definitely a popular strategy that we've seen, and this is popularized by Salami, right? Salami definitely was the main driver of this. We saw him doing this quite early on, and it always just leaves the flex there, right? Like, you don't have to go for trade super early. This can be a late game thing. This can be a mid game thing. And look at this, the perfect response as well. Brings 10 villages. He says, you know what? We kind of need this up right now. Let's get it up right now. And so he just puts 10 vills over on it. I don't know whether it's actually going to be able to push back the spearman here, or whether he's just going to be able to pull a vill here and start repairing. But at least it will protect that villager. We know that much. On the other side of the map, though, Twin Minaret Madrasa coming down for Louis MT. Still villagers back on gold, so expect for it to probably be a bit longer of a cast, or a little bit longer of a feudal age rather. That to me signals that there's probably going to be a wheelbarrow coming in, maybe a double broadaxe coming in. But we do see that age up coming in very early. It's going to be a 3 minute 54 age up by the looks of it. Let's see if he's able. There we go, 3 minutes 54. Boom, there she goes. And look at that. Gets no value whatsoever out of that spearman, out of that early military school. Obviously, it retains the spearman itself, right? And the second one has now joined the battle, but doesn't really achieve much with it, right? Like, when you think about, say, a Mongol Dark Age, what are you doing? Like, okay, you drop an outpost, you're forcing your enemy to make an archery range. Like, all the Malians have done here for the Muslim, it made a landmark. That's it. And he was already planning to make the landmark. He just made it a little bit faster. That was all. So he's going to be a happy camper. But we do see the consequence of that is Louis coming out, checking. Look at this. He's rallied straight towards his position. He's like, okay, trade landmark. And this is the whole, to me, this is what makes this landmark so attractive, right? Because it's that constant threat of, I'm going to trade. You better watch out, buddy. I might trade. I could be trading any second right now. I could have been trading for the last year and you wouldn't know. I mean, you guys have heard the story about Wham. You know he trades. Wham's a big trader. And at the same time, you know, Muslim could be doing the same thing. The age up about to come through now for Louis. We're right on board with him as the Twin Minaret Madrasa begins to spawn its berries in the northernmost part of the map. There she is. Louis immediately moving villagers over towards the berries. So doing the right thing there. We do see wheelbarrow coming through as well. 2 villagers still on gold, which is going to be for his double broad axe. At least that's what I would suspect. And we do see a stable coming down. Okay, the stable excited me. Let's see if he sticks it here instead. Where is it? What are you up to, Louis MT? Tell me your secrets. 6 vills on stone. Do we have a second town center coming out, Louis MT? I think we've got a second town center coming up. He's got enough resources in the bank ready for a double broad axe. Let's see if he goes for it. House coming in. What has he spotted? He must have spotted something. I think he knows that. Oh, maybe did he spot the cows? Was that it? Is that the reason why he said, okay, we're not going to play? Because he was going to play units, right? Like you could see, he was going to be heavy. There's the double broad axe now coming through. He was going to be heavy on units, but instead decides, you know what? We don't need it. We're going to go and we're going to focus a little bit more on our economy. So he's going for that second town center, and at the same time, you can see Muslim just going straight for a castle age, and I'm loving this play for him. You know, I've been suspecting for a while, but when I saw Salami actually pull that build order out, I said there is something to this build order. This has got potential. I wonder why it took so long for people to realize, because it seems pretty straightforward, right? Like to me, it's just a Burgrave Palace that's better because it's easier to macro for. You don't have to move your villagers onto anything and think about it. You just move them over to the next pit mine or the next, you know, gold mine, and so you can take 15 villagers over here for all you care. You're fine. And then that gold, if you've got any spare gold, you just chuck it back over here into your cattle. So it works both ways. It's super easy to macro. But we do see the age up going to be coming through shortly. A little bit of a what did you, sorry, can you say that again for me? I didn't catch it the first time. What was that? Was that must have been the scout, but the scout wasn't even, I got no idea what that was. I think it was the scout. But anyway, a little bit late on the age up, and that's the consequence of going for these upgrades, right? Like he's not beelining the upgrade or the age up, so it's quite normal for him to have this timing. But we do see over on the other side, we do have the first of the metas coming in, and that to me, Anatolian Hills coming in for our Ottoman player in the north. Second town center coming down. 7 villages on gold tells me one thing. That's a castle age coming through. So he knows what's up. He knows what he's dealing with. Farimba Garrison now getting thrown down here as well for the Muslim. So pretty stock standard play style, I would say, at this point in time from our Malian player. When it comes to the side of Louis, I'll be honest, I don't actually like this opening that he's gone. I feel like it doesn't really play into the strengths of the Ottomans. Like, for me, the big strength is like 2.5 minutes after the Ottomans age up to the castle age. That's when their strength comes through. So for me, it's more about like, can you get the military schools out? I would have loved to have seen, you know, this be a military school and like a stable, a blacksmith, and then he drops down to MIA, then gets his next military school, and then the 4th one as well. And then that's like that's the kind of opening that I love. But obviously, you know, he's an insanely good player, so I'm not going to argue with him. Age up coming through now, slowly but steadily for Louis. Plenty of villagers here, lots of food to work with. Obviously expanding out over onto the east. Louis might be on the back foot, at least for a little bit of time, as we do see the very first Musafadi warriors now in queue. Always a bit difficult to deal with those Musafadi. Very strong units. Counter. Armored units. Run away from anything else. The only thing you can really use against them are the archers, but obviously the archers, they can be very easily escaped from. See the scout down here on the south side as the cows keep moving forward in the mosque already. What? No. Is that even... No way. If this does this actually work? Does this actually work? If this actually works, I'm putting this on the thumbnail. The Muslim, don't tell me your brain is that big. There's no way that this actually works. So, if this actually works the way that I think it's going to work, what's going to happen is it's going to come out here to the very first relic, pick up the relic, and then command it to go back in here. And then when the second monk comes out, he's going to look on the minimap and be like, oh, there's no relic out here, so I'm just going to go to this relic instead. And then he's going to pick it up, and then he's going to bring it back, and then the third monk that comes out is going to be like, oh, those two relics are gone. I'm going to go to this third relic, and I'm going to pick that up, and then bring it back. Or he's just queued up one monk, and it's just going to do it all for him. The one monk is going to do it all for him. Look at that. Age up now coming through on the other side of the map. It's going to be the MIA. No surprises there. Couple of Mustafadi chasing away those free units. We do hear Spearmen against Mustafadi on the east side. I feel like singing that song. You guys know the one I'm thinking about. About the east side. East side. Something about the sun setting. Looks like the Imam still got its waypoints in. I wonder if he goes for it. And now we can see the second Imam going to come out. He did actually shift up the points. I love that he's just leaving it. Just leave it. Let the APM. You don't need to worry about the APM. He just brings down some Mustafadi. He'll clean it up through that mechanism instead. He's still on the route. I wonder which... Does he come out here? Where did that second Imam go? There was another Imam somewhere. More units now moving out over towards the east side. MIA almost finished. Gets dropped off. That's the first one. He moves out to the second one. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so big brain. It's so smart. He literally just puts it all in there for the single Imam to come out here and grab that. All right, stable now going to get thrown down. 11-minute castle age timing here. Now keep in mind, Louis MT is on 2 town centers right here. So he's going to start really pulling away on the villager count. Already he's pulling ahead pretty decently here. Slowly being harassed down. Not a whole lot of damage, and we can see main focus here is just going to be on the Imam, but have a look at this. Not so long, my friend. Beautiful defense coming in. Look at the micro from Louis. Really well done. Relic gets picked up. It's going to be the third relic picked up this game. Plenty more relics available on the map. Actually, where are all the relics? Has he got all of them? He did. Oh my lord, he's actually sniping away the relics. The Muslim doing a really good job with the relics. It's impressive opening coming out from the Muslim. Honestly, I'm sitting here, I'm just learning. I just realized, look at the military pop difference. Take a look at on the minimap. Look, this is the quality of the Muslim, right? As a player, you just got to respect him right here. This is amazing. The fact that he can have all these units in all these different spots, absolutely everywhere, just tiny little specks upon the map. They're going to have to run away. Spahi coming in as well. Veterancy upgraded for them. Safadi, just a very strong unit. Reminds me a lot of cavalry, right? Because they're too slow to be caught by anything else. Or rather, too fast to be caught by anything else. So they can just kind of run away. Can turn and fight against lancers. Can definitely fight well against horsemen as well. I think that's part of what makes them so attractive. Blue Marine now coming through. Fourth relic getting picked up. A single relic remains out over on the map. It's going to be this one on the east side. The city where the sun don't set. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it. I kept saying east side. I had to do it. Fourth military school is up. So this is, for me, this is where the timing comes in for the Ottomans, right? But I feel like it's so much slower than what it could have been. It could have been another 2 minutes, probably another 2 minutes faster than this. It's going to take some time before this one comes in. But the Mangonel is underway. There's the very first one. 13 minutes coming in. And now this is where the push begins. And you can see the production coming in. He's going to be going archers. So he's going to be moving archer spar here, mango, which is my recommended combo. I think this is one of the best combos that you can go as the Ottomans. It's going to take you some time to get there. 44 villagers on wood at the moment. That's a fair amount of villagers on wood. A reasonable amount. He's got double broadaxe, remember. And look at the units coming through. He just needs to keep this mangonel safe. Keep it alive. And number one thing is keep a scout with your army. You're against the Malians. What do they love to do? They love to take you by surprise. Ville's looking like they're moving out towards a wall. No, it's going to be markets. They're going to be looking to build some trade. And this is going to give away that right now we can see that Louis is actually going to spot this out. He's going to see the market. And this is giving intent right here. This is, hey, my trade is beginning. So remember, this isn't the side you want to hit. You want to be hitting over in this corner. This is where the money gets made, over in this corner. You clean up all of the traders on this side of the map. And these guys are going to be in a really bad spot. We do see Toll Outpost beginning to come down. But at the same time, it's still a pretty decent little position he's got. We hear another Vizier point coming through. I suspect he's going to be looking at something like maybe siege crews. He could be even going into trade bags himself. That could be a decent option for him. He's got obviously the trade post over on this northernmost area. You see plenty of houses coming in here under the town center. No addition of Janissaries is going to mean that there's no chance that that's going to be the Janissary company. And all 5 relics now going to sit safely in the base of the Muslim. He's going to be super happy with that. Great little opening for him. But now the Musafadi are through. A little bit of an opening up towards this northern spot. Town center provides a little bit of cover, but not a whole lot. You can see Louis starting to really gather up stone. Villagers going to start suffering. Sacred site number 1 has been captured. Sacred site number 2 yet to be. Lots of archers moving out towards this position. Let's see how much luck he finds. Takes out a couple of villagers. Villager count still 20 behind. But remember, you got trade, my friend. And what does trade do? Trade wins games, baby. 183 gold coming in right now. Got a nice little bit of a lean going on. A little bit of a diagonal. But this is the timing right here. This is the Ottoman timing that we were talking about. The key difference here is obviously the second town center enables the ball to get rolling a little bit slower. But when it gets rolling, it's going to roll harder. It's going to roll faster. It means it can support additional production facilities. It's not just sitting on that one town center. Great job here with the blacksmiths as well. Musafadi cleaning up, and now the consequence of not walling up sooner is that the Musafadi run rampages through your base. You can see right here, stealth Musafadi going to get caught out of position. Able to take them out. Still going to make their way over towards that east side. I'm not going to say it. You know I want to. Mangonel going to go down. That's a big part. That's a big loss right there. There should be 2 Mangonels at this point, so I'm assuming both of them are gone down. It's going to be huge losses already. So great job by the Muslim, just pushing into the base and killing units. He's buying himself time to wall behind this. There's the second Mangonel. Came in a little bit late, but it's better late than never. Upgrade's looking pretty good for Louis. 2 of the best players in the world right now, and Louis looking to try and gain a bit of an advantage here. Brings out the Knights. I definitely wouldn't recommend him against the Musafadi. But they're just going to run straight past, and that's the right thing to do. He needs to get walls up ASAP. And it looks like he does have walls now going up, and he is going ASAP. 6 villagers working on these walls here, running along the production line. This is, oh, he's doing it. I think we might have a double trade game right here. That classic question, Ottoman trade versus Malian trade. Who doth win? I don't even know if that was the right use of doth. Who doth win? Who doth win? It's probably still the Malians. Let's see what these villagers do. He needs to wall up the front, right? Malians just, they zoom on in. They've got that invisibility. And even if they don't have invisibility, they just zoom on past. Spy out in the middle of the map. No neutralization coming through just yet. This Imam from the Muslim just chilling out on the sacred site, yet to be moved. And up towards the north. This is why it's so important to get those stone walls up against Mali. They're going to be running you rings around you right now. See the attack move attempting to get through. Finally, that wall going to be coming out. And I think we might have a forward keep attempting down towards the middle here. He's got plenty of stone in the bank. 985 should be more than enough to get a nice position there. Needs to drop an outpost as well, remember. That outpost going to buy you plenty of line of sight. And now we have problems in Paradise. I'd be almost tempted to just delete these 2 walls on the back here and just stonewall it. But you got to have to pull villagers to do that. Front's going to go down. The Muslim loses the first sacred site. Looks like those villagers, they might be going a bit further up than what we anticipated. We could have a potential keep over on the trade line, and if that's the case, that's a very smart move from Louis. He's lost a lot of villagers this game, and now that second town center, he's going to be focused down. Look at the Musafadi, how strong they are. Keep in mind, really cheap unit here. The same cost as a spearman, same cost as an archer, same cost as a shukunu. Very, very easy to get on through, and I think we can just assume at this point that Louis thinks that the whole base is stone-walled. Keep comes through for the Muslim over on that east side, but it's going to be a chop-through attempt. Look at this, the villagers moving in. Mangonel sieging down. Needs to pull these vills right down here to this tree. He is going through. We can see he's picked up the upgrade. I suspect he's got forestry. Indeed, he does. Villagers need to be working through here. Villagers need to be working through here. Where are you going, villagers? And there we go. He's breaking through. Louis MT. His name is Big Smart for a reason. He's got the smart, and there's big amounts of it. That's probably why. Towards the north of the base, the second town center did go down. So Louis going to be losing that advantage, but keep in mind that when it comes to advantage, Looks like Baltimore, aka the Muslim, going to be losing plenty of his. Now moving down over towards the neutral trading post. The keep's going to come down, but there's not a whole lot of infantry here. Keep is going up. Oh! Oh, my lord, no, not the keep, not the keep, not the keep. He kills the keep. He kills the keep in the blink of an eye. Oh, my lord. Oh, my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's so bad. He just lost 800 stone. He lost what should have been a keep. He can easily kill this. He can easily kill this. Where's the mangonel? Bring the mangonel up. Bring everyone. Bring the truck. Bring the trailer. And now trying to get a re-wall in. The villager's going to try and gather more resources in the base of his enemy, but he's not going to be able to shut this down. And remember, the Musafadi are going to continue running through, and we also see Sofa. Can you imagine the difference right now if there was a keep here? 12 villagers would have just about finished that keep off. This is terrible right now for our big-brained friend from China. Louis MT having a tough time here on the south side of the map right now. Of course, his military pop is starting to dwindle. His economic pop's about even. I mean, if he really wanted to be annoying, he could just wall this all off. Just chuck a big stone wall in or something like that. But even then, your enemy could probably just delete this wall, or the traders would just go through, right? Like, it wouldn't be a big problem for him. The main thing you want to do is try and deny this outpost, or deny this trading post. We can see he's trying to get enough for this keep, but he's just going to have to evacuate. Sofa comes in as well. It's got its veterancy. And we can see he's gonna throw away the villagers here. There's nothing he can do. He's trying for an outpost on the south side. Beautiful timing there by the Muslim to recognize that. Now back over on the base. We actually see that in the base of our Ottoman player, Louis MT, there's still no trade, despite getting the full wall off. He could have just walled off right here. Oh, he's going for big TCs. I don't know about this. I don't feel like the TCs are the appropriate response here to Malian trade. You know the Malians are going ham right now on trade, and you're going to look for something like that. I don't know if that's the right response, but still pushing out the middle. Very solid at this point in time. Sofa going to be a bit of an issue. Might need to start thinking a bit more about Janissaries here. But the number's still pretty solid. Continuing to push through. He's got that double mangonel advantage. Always watch out for that stealth. Could be another factor. Stealth right on top of those archers. You know, in a vacuum, archers will beat the Musafadi. But when you put the Musafadi in stealth, when you put them directly on top of the archers, it's not a nice outcome for the archers. So where does Louis go from here? We once again see him pulling out multiple TCs. We've seen him do this before. When he goes for a boom, he goes for a big boy boom. Stonewalls all the way up now for the Muslim. Not stonewalling the map. I shouldn't say the map, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is he's stonewalling in a weak way. But see, this is where it's hard, right? Like, unless you're stonewalling from one wall to a cliff or something like that, it's always under threat. Even a stone wall is under threat. This is so easy to chop through. I mean, this is probably like one tree here and one tree here, and it's chopped through. So unless you're doing an entire wall across the length, then it's potentially something that can be harmed. At the same time, like this, right? Like, unless you're going to this cliff, you're going to have a bad time. But we do see another keep coming up now for the Muslim. See, right now, if I'm Louis, what I'm thinking is I want to go trade. I don't want to go extra town centers, and I want to get Imperial. And I want to get Imperial. I want to go for the Seagate Castle, and I want to just spam out traders on my backside. I want to make sure I get in trade bags as well, because that's going to take my 183 gold a minute, or 183 gold a trip, up to like 260 gold a minute. That's his, I think that might be his 5th and final point. I don't think he's got siege crews. He picks it up now, though. So he may have siege, he may have trade bags already. We'll have to wait and see. But now pushing forward onto the keep. Mangonel's actually dishing out some pretty decent damage here, but probably advisable to fall back. Remember, he doesn't have stone walls, so that means he's going to be very exposed along this flank down here on the south. And look at the army from the Muslim. My lord, where were you keeping this army, the Muslim? Beautiful combo coming out from him so far, together with the Musafadi. I mean, the Musafadi going to get melted by the archers, but the archers going to be non-existent by the time the Sofa get in to deal with them. Louis MT looking like he might be in a world of pain here. Let's check in See if there's any traders. We've got traders about to come out right now. Oh, he's done the trade wrong. Oh, he's done the trade wrong. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? Oh, he didn't click this. He clicked the ground instead of clicking the actual. Oh, that's terrible. None of them are carrying gold. Oh, that's terrible for Louis. And at the same time getting pushed in on the wall. His trade route would have been interrupted had it actually been working. The consequence of going for this and failing at it. Oh, I can't believe that. This is a guy with a big brain. Oh, Louis, I'm going to have to take a few IQ points off you after that one, that's for sure. Mangonel numbers are still looking solid. We do see some crossbowmen coming out. Surely going to help against those Sofa. And now Louis making a run for it. A run for dear life. I'm not sure if he's picked up the traders just yet. And Mangonel firing off. Crossbow. Dishing out damage. Army is coming back. Mangonel's back here. Yet to see greased axles come in. These guys still moving quite slowly. Another trader goes down. Demuslim heading into the base. Just doing an absolute run around right now. Looking very solid. He'll be feeling very comfortable. The fact that he's not picking up any... What do we got down here? Oh, we just got a mining camp. Never mind. He'll be feeling really good at the fact that there is no trade coming out from Louis. Okay, because if he saw that there was like 45 traders on the backside here, he'd be like, oh god, this isn't good. But Guriaparo now going to be coming through for Demuslim. He's up on 200 population. Malian trade, it's looking solid. Let's take a look at the gold a minute. 2,700 gold a minute. Apologies for not showing you guys that earlier. That should have been up much earlier, but I've lapsed a little bit with my timing, with my judgment. Musafati yet to enter into stealth. Plenty of them back here. Mangonel shot going to go off. Archer's looking to try and defend that Mangonel on the backside. Triple Mangonel going to come out. Could this be the difference maker? It could be. First shot comes in. Second shot. Third shot. Where are they? There they are. Big shots from the backside. And Louis continues holding. Continues trying to make it work. And the Imperial Age comes through for Demuslim. Looks like this army will get cleaned up. The town center stays alive. But the villager count for Louis at this point is not the best. 26 minutes in. Only 64 villagers. It's not a good spot. It's not a good spot. Your enemy just hits Imperial. And you know what's coming. You know what's coming next. It's going to be elite Musafati warriors. And how do you deal with elite Musafati warriors that are in stealth? Running through your base when you've got no stone walls? It's going to be tough. And we start to see them coming through now. Elite Sofa, Farimba leadership. And of course, elite Musafati are already through. So now you've got faster Musafati because of the Farimba leadership. Provides an aura. Gives them an extra 15% movement speed. Stonewall's finally coming up for Louis. Really good call from him to do this. But twice in a row, I felt like he's been late on his wall timings. He needed to get his palisade walls down sooner. Definitely needed to get his stone walls down sooner as well. Palisade wall's going to delay the enemy. Stone wall's going to stop them. Still hasn't fixed the traders. Still hasn't fixed the traders. Louis, not like this, Louis. Oh, you're losing so many IQ points and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be, Louis, because your brain is so big. You're such an intelligent fella. You got big smarts. But unfortunately today, Louis, things not going your way. Demuslim really starting to pull ahead on score. At the moment, you can see 5,500 on that resource count. Let's take a look and see how many traders he's got here. I'm going to guess 51. 42. I was close. You guys have got to give it to me. That's pretty close. 183 gold coming through. Obviously, these guys are going to be dropping off. Going to be dropping off some food as well at the toll outpost, all because of that landmark. And that's what I was talking about when it comes to this landmark. By far the best trade landmark in the game. No two ways about it. Well, actually, yeah, yep. No. It is the best trade landmark in the game. It's better than the high trade house. Not the high trade house. Gosh, Drongo. I'll get it. The Seagate Castle. It's better than the Seagate Castle. Such a great landmark. Such a great landmark. Gives you just the ultimate flexibility. And speaking of flexibility, I think right now our big brain friend might need a bit more flexibility because he's going to have to move units in multiple directions. He's sent knights to the front, but they're going to be fighting up against Musafati, elite Musafati. Janissaries are out here as well. Crossbowmen trying to hold it all together. Mangonel shots come through. He's got 4 of the biggest Mangonels all stacked up with people inside him. But at the moment, the Sofa numbers, he's just been pulled apart. The little bit of a flank from that north side has caused so much havoc. 2 Mangonels remain. He's going to try and get some shots off, but the elite status of these units is what's going to take the game. And Liquid Demuslim does it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Very well played right there to Demuslim. Fellas, go check out Demuslim. I'll leave a link in the description. I don't think Louis streams, so I can't direct you to his stream. For anybody in the Chinese community who knows Louis, let him know, man. Start a Twitch stream. You're going to have so many people watching you. Fellas, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.